Today I'm going to show you how to do this animation in Procreate. All brushes I used for this animation are available in Procreate. And yeah, let's begin. So I'm going to start with changing the color of the background. I'm going to change it to black. And on the new layer, I'm going to choose brush luminance light pen. Just make sure that streamline is in the middle between, so it's not too smooth. And I'm going to use drawing guide and use a symmetry for creating a heart shape. I'm going to choose a red color. I'm just going to draw from the middle in one side, and it's going to mirror on another one. Okay, I'm going to try to do a heart shape again. Okay, so I'm going to leave it as it is here now. And I'm going to duplicate 3 times the same layer because we're going to use this in our animation. I'm going to switch off the visibility of other layers while I'm working on the first one. And I'm going to start drawing on the second one. I made a mistake. I'm going to switch off the assisted drawing because for adding the drops of melting, I don't want to be the same on both sides. So I'm just going to draw some in the middle, some around. I'm going to use a pink color just to add some shadows on the heart to make it to look more interesting. And I'm going to reduce the opacity so the layer is still visible but not too bright, and I can continue on other layers. I'm adding more. It's kind of like drops of shadow, so I'm drawing them a bit below. I'm trying to create this melting effect so everything kind of goes down. So by leaving the visibility still visible and the opacity a bit lower, I can see what I did before and create an animation effect. Okay, again, I'm going to reduce the opacity on this layer. And I'm going to add a new layer. This time I need to switch on drawing assistant again. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to create a heart. It's a bit lower, so I'm trying to make it as it goes down and it melts. So every time I'm going to draw another layer, I'm going to make it a bit below. Again, I'm adding some drops. I'm trying to visualize how it would look as if it was melted to something like candle, or again I'm adding those drops on the heart, and as you can see I'm following the line as if it's dropping, and the reduced opacity helps me to see where I did it before, so I don't have to guess. I'm adding some in the middle as well to create a shape of the heart to continue this. Again, a new layer. I changed my brush to red color. I'm always using the same brush, luminance light pen. And as you see, I'm drawing a heart a bit lower than the previous hearts I did on previous layers. And now I'm adding some drops, melted drops. Also, I'm trying to make a line at the bottom of the heart a bit thicker, so it's, if it all melted and it gets into one place. I'm adding some pink shadows. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm going to create similar videos in the future. And of course, if you like the video, don't forget to click thumbs up. Okay, so I'm continuing in the heart. Again, every time I draw the heart on the next layer, it always goes lower and lower. I'm going to add the drip effect at the bottom of the heart, which will constantly go bigger and bigger. And I'm adding thicker and thicker line at the bottom of the heart, just to create this melting effect. So I'm adding some pink drops as well. And I'm adding a shadow at the top, as if it started melting. I'm still keeping the heart shape, it kind of reduces every time I change the layer. It becomes thinner. Okay, so I'm creating another layer. And the heart shape becomes more as a drop shape. As I'm trying to create as it's really runny. I'm increasing the size of the drops at the bottom of the heart. And I'm dividing the pink drops that's at the top of the heart, as if they were melting and dividing on both sides. Okay, I'm reducing the opacity again. So the whole idea is to make look as it gets much thicker at the bottom and the heart becomes really small comparing to the size of the drops at the bottom. I'm looking at this as a puddle. Running water. I'm adding more and more little drops. And more pink drops as well. And the idea of having the previous layers still visible really helps to continue with an animation. Now I'm filling nearly all heart at the bottom and still trying to keep the shape of the heart visible. So the melted part became really big as the heart decreased in size quite a lot, looking from the previous layers. And I'm filling nearly all heart as it was completely melted and changed its shape. I'm making heart much smaller in here. I'm just adding the melted part quite long. Many drops. I could use symmetry in here as well, but I think it looks more organic if I don't use symmetry. I'm drawing all drops and this melted part. So you would never see symmetry in those shapes when they melt. Okay, so yeah, I'm always using the same brush. I made a mistake, it should be red, not pink, for drawing a heart shape. Okay, so I'm filling the part with the where it's melted. I'm using the maximum size of the brush, still not very big. I'm adding again pink shades and some pink drops. And now I'm making the heart shape very small, as if it's nearly melted. Switching off drawing assist. Okay, so the heart is nearly melted completely. And I'm reducing the size of the melted part as well, as it's nearly disappeared. So the heart is nearly really small, few dots, the same as melted part. It became very small. Now I'm going to duplicate some of the layers to make sure that animation is not too fast when we export. If it goes only one layer only once, it gets quite slow, quite too fast. Of course, you can change the speed in your animated GIF as well. It gives you an option to change how many layers per second, how fast it goes. I just tried this as well by duplicating some layers. I'm duplicating each layer by a few times and also increasing the opacity on all layers. So when we export the animation, all layers are 100% opacity and not reduced opacity, because we don't want that in our animation. We want to make sure that it's visible throughout the scene. So I'm just changing all layers opacity to the maximum. And I'm continuing duplicating some of the layers, as I said previously, just to make some animation going a bit slower. So I'm duplicating each layer twice or 3 times. And now I'm going to export as animated MP4. And as you can see, you can change how many frames per second it can play. So currently it has 15 frames per second. And that's our animation. Also, you can export it as animated GIF. Also, it gives you an option how many frames per second you can play. So you really don't have to duplicate layers. So let's see, if you go to 4, it goes quite slow. I just duplicated some of the layers because I knew which ones I wanted to play longer than other ones. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you liked the video, please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to click thumbs up.